I mean, the police would have
Are
that.
there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to be president?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to...
It happened again this weekend. Biden was talking to reporters. Now, there's a lot of helicopter sounds, there's background noise, and so it's difficult to make out exactly what he's saying. But this has gotten a lot of press here, and I'm going to show you a video, and I want to hear what you guys think he has to say.
Oh, I can't wait.
Mississippi and reconciliation,
What must be what?
immigration, a pathway for citizenship.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. But what did you hear there?
I mean, at first, I think the difference is it's like you have to pay attention to what you're listening for. It's like the Yanny Laurel thing,
Yeah.
So it's like as soon as I heard what we all think we heard, I was like, oh well, now there's no changing it. But I'm not sure if I would have, waged my bets on it at the first go.
Well, yeah, I wanted to let the audience hear that and kind of see if they hadn't seen the video, kind of make their own interpretations. But just to be clear, what people are saying that it sounds like he said is my butt's been wiped.
Yeah.
And that's it's very graphic, not something that you really want to think about from Joe Biden or anyone really. So I don't know. What do you think, Brian? Even if he didn't say that, you would have to admit that the delivery, the whole exchange was a little bit off.
Yeah. Listen, as the oldest person up here, I am painfully cognizant of mental faculties starting to slow down. Given that I am not the president of the United States of America, I am just a dude who is forgetting things. But no, when it comes to Biden, I think, regardless of what he actually said, it is. I think Tara is right. I think there is some what do they call it? Like kind of confirming your biases based on what you want to hear. I mean, it does sound like he mentioned wiping his butt, which is bizarre. No, but with Biden, it is a matter of It's not a matter of what he says. It's a matter of how he presents himself. Like that's the concern at this point. Listen, Biden probably has so many marionette strings being pulled at any given time that, whether or not he's mentally fit to lead is almost irrelevant. Like, he's not in charge here. But Biden is still the public face of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a doddering old man talking about his butt being wiped, that does not hold particularly well when Biden has to go have a summit with Putin. There are... Look, say what you will about Trump. At the very least, the dude was mentally there. Like
he was.
He was sharp. Yeah,
he was.
Trump was sharp. Like, say what you will about him. The former president of the United States is very sharp. You don't worry about him embarrassing himself because he mentioned his butt being wiped. To be fair, Trump might embarrass us in other ways.
But it's not in that way.
His dancing kind of gets to me. But that's neither here nor there.
And I think, too, like, the sad thing is for Biden is I think part of the reason he won is because it's like, oh, it's Grandpa Joe. It's old Uncle Joe. He's a little bit kooky. He's a little bit out there. But he can't do anything that bad, right? But now we've just kind of seen this steady decline of all these random things we're saying. And we're like, okay, Uncle, maybe it's time to put him away. Probably don't want your kids around him. It's just gone downhill so fast.
Yeah, I mean, if Joe Biden was just like my crazy uncle I only have to deal with at Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'd love him. Unfortunately, he's running this country, or sort of. But yeah, it is seeing the figurehead, the leader of this country present the way that Joe Biden does is disconcerting, to say the least.
It is. We've got a second video I want to play. It's kind of some more context for that last video of kind of what was said before and if he was answering a question. And then he goes into talking about immigration and whether they can use budget reconciliation. But he mixes up his words there again, too, because he doesn't know the difference between the word immigration and reconciliation. So we've got a video of that here that we can play.
Mississippi and reconciliation,
What must be what?
immigration, a pathway for citizenship.
There needs to be a pathway for citizenship. Whether it can be immigration remains to be seen.
So he says there needs to be a pathway to citizenship. Whether it should be through immigration remains to be seen. I don't know what other kind of pathway to citizenship there would be. I'm pretty sure he meant through reconciliation, but once again, we just have an example of our president, the leader of the free world, being unable to communicate a pretty simple thought.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? It's so Biden is, with any given president, you would hope either they have really good policies or they're an extremely good leader. Look, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I think Trump had really good policies. I'm not sure he was a good leader. Obama was neither. Biden is neither. And it's just seeing like the utter inability to kind of take your words, your intelligence, I guess, and just like not exposing what you don't know. I don't know. It's just Trump was guarded, but he was well-spoken. He was energetic. With these guys, it's like, man, at least with Trump, I liked his policies. I think Trump had great conservative policies. With these guys, it's one, they're just horrible leaders, and two, I hate their policies. And so there's really nothing redeeming at least with Joe Biden. I mean, I think Obama was one of the worst presidents we ever had, but I'd probably go get a beer with him. Like, talk basketball, grab a beer. Like,
yeah, I mean, at least he has interests.
Yeah,
like talk about.
Yeah, like there's like something of a personality there. I may not like that personality, but there's something of it there, as opposed to Joe Biden, who, has no personality. Like, he is your kind of goofy uncle that you put up with.
Oh yeah, I know for sure I probably wouldn't want to get a beer with Joe Biden.
yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Another reason you might not want to go get a beer with him is because he likes to talk about blood being sucked from children.
Yeah.
So I think we have a clip of that as well that we can play here.
We are not defunding the police. We have
And are
not.
there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to bring the president?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to...
Mr. President.
The best part of that whole exchange was that, I wish we had it to bring up real quick, but that statement was fact-checked about whether, Republicans actually believe Democrats drink blood, or whether Democrats drink blood, and it was rated mostly false. The mostly. really got to
a
me.
half Pinocchio from the Washington Post, It's I think the craziest part to me is that he just says things like that and then he just laughs it off and walks away, and the media, they never hold him accountable. They never say what are you talking about? I mean, like, what do you think needs to be done in those situations where Biden makes these comments that make no sense? Like, what should the media do to kind of address that?
I think it's less of a question of what should be done, but more of what can be done, because it's like, what can you do? Like, that guy is the leader of the free world. We elected him as the American people. And so we have to deal with it. We have to be like, yes, that's our bumbling buffoon president that we elected who can't keep like two thoughts straight. So, I mean, we made our bed. Now we have to sleep in it.